And you know, I think we've done a pretty good job as a show to remain grounded. And we knew that we only had one to get 12, and we did that. And I mean, Selena's is incredible, and Mayan is a star like immediately. And the fact that everything is open and that the show is derived from a TikTok, I mean, to me, it just seems, it's almost like if anybody remembers the Beverly Hillbillies, like they were just going out shooting and then he shot and oil came up and they were all rich. I mean, it's like a TikTok. You do a TikTok and people see it, and then Debbie Wolf saw it, and she's working with Bruce, who did the first show, and then she creates this Lopez versus Lopez. But I got to tell you, when they pitched the show to us, and it was very difficult about our relationship and about my responsibility in the breakup of the marriage and her childhood. And I didn't say anything. And then when we hung up, I looked at the paper again and I said, this has got to be animation. I think the only way people can talk to each other like this is if they're yellow or some crazy color, and it wasn't. So I think the fact that we're not alone, and I think the timing is right of it, that millennials or people in their 20s or 30s have issues with their family that they're trying to resolve before someone goes away and isn't able to come back. So I think in anything, it's been great to show that side, which wasn't in the first show. Yeah.
Yep. And being somebody who's going to be 48, and I remember the first show, and I wish I saw a show like this when I was younger, because it's something that I experienced being a Latino who doesn't know Spanish. So it's good to see that side.
That was a big one. And the fact that, I think Mayan has an aversion to mariachis. I think the way people get freaked out by clowns, she's freaked out by mariachis. Like how could you be half Mexican and be freaked out by mariachi? But I think that aspect of it for a younger audience is what I believe makes this show so successful so fast, is that people who are 15 can watch it with their families and see those issues. Spanish is a big one. People say, si no hablan español, no pueden ser mexicano, no pueden ser latino. But it can't be true. No.
Exactly. And I got to ask you a fun question. You brought the cast from the original show into this series for the first season, which I asked Maya, and I thought like maybe second, third, we'll see them come in, but you got them in the first. What was it like to bring them all back and to really reenact?
Well, I mean, so much has changed for me in 20 years, and to see them, I mean, we did the same thing. We approached it almost like if you were in a bit of a war to survive, And we shared all of the great back nine pickups, and then, 88 episodes, and then 100 episodes, and then the end with them. So it's almost like, soldiers in the war or soldiers in the battle of finding a place on TV. But for my legacy, I don't think anybody can have a successful show, and 20 years later come back with another one that maybe even starts more successfully. So, happy.
Exactly. And the one last question I got to ask, when you were at the Dodgers charity event earlier this week, Freddie Freeman hit that ball pretty far. Were you even close, or what was it like seeing it from that?
Was I close to Freddie Freeman? I was pretty close to him. Listen, these dudes, I mean, if I look back on the guys that I admired, even when they were in their 20s, they looked 40.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Fernando Valenzuela looks younger now than when he pitched.
Exactly.
But the fact that, guys had beards and they didn't wear sleeves. But these guys are thoroughbreds. I would say they're thoroughbreds, and they're not particularly huge in size, but strong and agile. Mookie Betts is really not very tall, but an incredible athlete. So anytime you get to see a Dodger or go out with the Dodgers is great. And I love golf, so I mean, but nowhere near where those guys hit to where I hit.
And I know what you're saying. We'll be there at your golf tournament again this year.
Yeah.
I don't know where my ball's going to go. I just hope it goes straight.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah, with the show, I think, I'm trying to get mine to go. But, the first question I ask anybody if they're going to be around me for any length of time is, do you go? So
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. But I think being here and seeing everybody and NBC and Universal have been great to us. So yeah, we're all very, very happy. And people are, I don't want to let on, but they're really excited to go back to work. I'm like, all right.
George,
No, I am.
George, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for watching News by Muse. Don't forget to check us out on the Muse TV network.